It is 6 months since the end of ISIS and its so-called caliphate. And even though the war may be over, for many the despair goes on. This week, Euronews brings you a series of exclusive reports on what is left after ISIS. Well, Euronews' international correspondent Anelise Borges was granted access to the camps holding hundreds of families with suspected ties to the groups. She joins me now in the studio. Anelise, tell me a little bit more about where you went, who you met and what they had to say.
Well, these 3 camps were originally refugee camps turned detention facilities. They are massive, spread all over northeastern Syria. And these were temporary facilities that are growing increasingly permanent, where living conditions are extremely difficult. We've seen very little sanitation. There's no clean water, virtually no medical services. And we're talking about some 75,000 people who are being kept there. As you said, there are families who have actual or perceived links to ISIS, and among them there are thousands of children.
In theory, children caught up in conflict benefit from special provisions in international law that recognize their vulnerability and needs. In practice, they're the first to be harmed and bear lasting scars.
When I came to Baghouz, to the state, I was 4 years old.
Moath is among a particular group of children now stuck in northeastern Syria. They are what is left of one of the most brutal terrorist organizations the world has ever seen. Victims and heirs of the so-called Islamic State.
It's not their fault that they were born within families associated with Daesh. It's not their fault that they were born in a city that is controlled with ISIS. They are only victims.
An estimated 40,000 children are currently stuck in camps in northeastern Syria. Over 8,000 of them are foreigners, including Ilham's 2 sons, who could claim both Dutch and Belgian passports, but are instead at risk of becoming stateless.
When I see them, it's so painful. He thinks it is our house. He don't know what's a real house. It's normal for them. They don't know better than this.
Ilham, who asked not to show her face, says she knows her 2 sons are here because of a decision she made, but believes it's unfair that they pay for her mistakes.
Do you regret having joined ISIS? Do you regret leaving?
Yeah. What I say, 90 years old, and the choice was not good. Because now, how we end up, it was so easy to come inside, and to go outside is so difficult.
Is there a message you would like to send to Europe?
I don't have a message, but I want to say something. There are so many children. These children, they're gonna grow up, then they will ask why we are still in Syria, why nobody helped us from this situation.
For now, what the children cannot answer is what exactly they went through, how much they have seen or were forced to do. The only thing clear for everyone to see is that they are still at risk.
They are at risk of abuse, they are at risk of exploitation. There is a lot of risks like harassment, sexual exploitation. It could be child labor. There is a lot of risks.
The UN has called on foreign governments to repatriate all children under the age of 18 from northeastern Syria, and for the development of specialized child protection programs to ensure their full reintegration into society. But for now, governments have shown reluctance in taking them back. And while authorities ponder, families endure the wait.
I dreamed that I took them in my arms, and when I woke up, I savoured that feeling until I realised that it was a dream.
Pascal's daughter left for Syria with her 3 children 4 years ago. She's now thought to be stuck in one of the camps in the northeast of the country.
We can't sacrifice these women and children. They must be judged in dignity, in an equitable process.
And while that doesn't happen, Pascal, like other family members of the children of ISIS, wait for a chance to get them out.
It's dramatic for a mother, for a grandmother. We survive. While we wait to find them, to love them, to help them, we suffer. We are all victims of Daesh. It's a societal problem.
A problem these families think governments have yet to face and fix.
And so human rights organizations and the UN have been ringing the alarm, saying that these children must be repatriated as soon as possible. But as you know, this has become a very sensitive topic, a political topic, with governments all over the world refusing to take back their nationals, including the children. Now, here in France, families of these children have filed lawsuits against the country's top diplomat, the Foreign Affairs Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian, accusing him of failing to provide aid to people in danger. And today, a very important, influential body here in France, the Consultative Commission on Human Rights, will announce its position with regards to these children in these camps.
Anelise Borges, our international correspondent, thank you. And we've got a series of more exclusive reports from the region coming across the week here on Good Morning Europe.